overfilled it.
Oh, you're fine. Now that we're rolling, I can officially crack this.
Oh.
Oh, and I should full screen my display because I've made that mistake one too many times. There we go.
I don't know why I cringe like it's gonna...
Yeah.
Great on you.
We're back
up.
with Dr. Brookes, our first ever repeat offender. Because you just had so much fun the first time.
Thank
you for joining us.
Yeah.
Yes, we do appreciate it, of course. I should pull up the document. That would be smart. How are we all doing today? Do we have any introductory thoughts we'd like to share with the people? Okay, fair enough.
My wine matches my sweater. You can't tell because it's in an iridescent glass, but I just noticed.
Ooh.
I like your glass, by the way. I was gonna comment. I thought it was like a different color wine, but I'm like, no, I think it's the glass.
Iridescent glass. Yeah, I got like 4 of them. I think like a TJ Maxx.
Oh,
I love that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like stemless wine glasses because there's less chance for me to like accidentally knock it over.
Mm-hmm.
Smart.
I don't know who's adult use stemmed wine glasses.
They're like those
camping
camping ones where it's just like completely, it looks like a stemless wine glass, but it's like completely like soft silicone.
Oh, aren't those like the pool ones where they float?
Oh yeah, they would probably work for that as well.
Well, those ones float, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know they have those little tiny inner tubes that are like drink things that people put in the pool, and they look like pink flamingos or like rubber ducks or frogs. I know those exist.
I can just picture it now, a full day of being in a pool just paddling after your drink. Like never quite touching it because as you paddle you're making waves, but pushing it a bit further.
Solution. Long straw.
I'm enjoying the mental images.
I'm imagining those like beer hats where you put the cans on and have the straws. Let's do that in the pool.
Something a little more poolish though, like a nice Mai Tai.
That would be solid. Although, since it is nearing the second half of April, White Claw season is almost upon us.
What counts as White Claw season?
It's just
I'd say, like
summer.
warm
I think of it as a summer better.
I thought there was like a thing I was not aware of.
No, that's just a thing I'm making up right now.
Oh, okay. So the second half of
White Claw season.
What are that's a question that's not on the list, but a debate nonetheless. What are people's thoughts on White Claws? Because I know people be out there roasting them on Twitter.
I think they roast them everywhere.
Yeah, probably.
There's so many good memes about it. Like, there was the one that was like, it's like drinking static while somebody yells the name of a fruit from another room.
In another room.
See, I've heard that, but people saying that about LaCroix.
Well,
I don't like LaCroix.
Is it not just
What the
alcohol?
hell? I love
I don't
LaCroix.
Yeah, not a fan of the claws.
Oh my god, you know what, I'm gonna stop inviting you, because every time you two gang up on me. First it's Adam Driver, now White Claws and LaCroix.
You can't stop inviting me.
Yeah, I can't get rid of you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't get rid of you.
Thanks.
Yes. Anyway, now that we've officially started it on the roasting of me, first question. What is a movie that genuinely slaps more than it has any right to? And here are my examples. It can be multiple, like, it can pull this off in multiple types of ways, and I'm very excited to hear it, but give me 2 seconds. So first would be like a concept that sounds insane, but they somehow managed to make it work. Going in expecting like a minimum effort, kind of like cash grab, but you wind up having a great time. Or an actor seems like a horrible choice at first, but they actually crush it. Maddie, start us off.
Well, I feel like mine doesn't really fit those categories, but like I was just thinking like of you have this concept and it's just so well done when you wouldn't expect it to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking Shrek.
You're not wrong.
Like it is a masterpiece.
That
and
movie
it
is
really,
a cinematic
like,
masterpiece.
it's really like I'm thinking of the first one. It's not that deep. All they're doing is like going to rescue the princess
But it's the subversion of the fairy tale tropes.
Yes. So I just it really shouldn't be that great.
It shouldn't be. And yet
it's a timeless piece.
Also, I feel like this makes me some kind of like ultimate meme queen. When I was a small child, the first movie that my parents ever took me to go see in a theater was Shrek.
Really?
Yep.
I feel like that almost points to, I know this isn't fitting what you said, Bridget, but that to me points to a whole category of movies, which is like movies that were designed for kids that you expect to be kind of like stupid and not entertaining, but that actually end up being like really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm obsessed with the movie Meet the Robinsons.
It's a fantastic movie.
And that one is so underrated as well.
Correct.
I love that one.
I quote it constantly.
The Lego Batman movie is just a fantastic time. And, like, you don't see it coming. You're like, okay, yeah, they're piggybacking off the success of the Lego movie. It's not going to be that good. But I went to go, like, actually, this is when I was still at Geneseo, so my friends and I were really bored. So we walked 40 minutes to the local movie theater to go watch that just on a whim. And we had a fantastic time. Like, it was so fun. And my sister, who hates superhero movies, likes the Lego Batman movie. And actually, my initial answer to this was going to be Detective Pikachu. That movie's amazing. And, like, it's not that deep, but, like, it's so fun.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Oh, also, Ryan Reynolds. You really can't go wrong with that man.
Like how we all pick cartoons.
Sort of.
I feel like that's an easy category, though, to, like, not think, like, much, not expect a lot, but then you're pleasantly surprised, like, oh,
I guess so,
good.
yeah.
And, like what was said before, like, because it's meant for kids, and you kind of write it off as,
Let me see if I'm looking at my shelf of movies to see if I have any, like, other things that are not just kids' movies that I expected to be genuinely not good, but I had a good time. Yeah, I don't know. When you put the limitation of no movies technically intended for children on there, it gets a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like then you're almost always veering into the territory of, like, a train wreck, but it's good. Like, movies that are, like, a mess, but are a lot of fun. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying really hard to think of a movie that I went in expecting that it wouldn't be any good, and then it was. And I honestly can't think of one. I think they always meet my expectations.
I feel like for movies, I really have to be like, I'm thinking of my scrolling on like Netflix or Hulu, and like I really have to be invested in what I'm about to watch. Like series, I can pick up and start and leave behind whenever I want, because yes, it takes longer to watch, but if I don't like it by 2 episodes, I'll just stop watching it. Whereas a movie, I feel the need to like sit through the whole thing.
Yeah.
So if I read the synopsis and it's not doing it for me, I just won't watch it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Or the trailer.
Like, I find it so hard to pick a movie to commit to, but I'll also sit down and watch like an entire season of a show in one day. But then I'm like picking movies, I'm like, man, am I really gonna pay attention to this for 2 hours? And then I'll go watch like 8 hours of another show. I'm like, what is happening here? What is the thought process? Couldn't tell you. But yeah,
it doesn't
actually,
make sense.
I really can't think of anything other than Detective Pikachu that kind of like blew my expectations out of the water. Because I just went in being like, it might be kind of fun, but then I had a great time. So, I don't know.
I feel like that's a bit of a thinker. You have to, like, think for a while and you would maybe come up with one.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, that is not the format.
I'm sorry, we can't just sit here in silence until one of us thinks.
As we think.
No matter how long it takes, we're going to sit here.
Pulls up like a timer. Everyone stay.
I've got a large thing of wine here. I almost said goblet, but it's not technically a goblet.
Whatever.
Like, change the thing, which sounds way better.
You could call it a goblet just to sound fancy.
The audio listeners won't know.
Oh, that's true. It is a magnificent goblet. Not fit for royalty, not peasants. Like, okay, I was gonna call your listeners peasants.
Remember when that was such a, like, thing to say? Like, I'm thinking,
like, calling someone a peasant?
Tumblr, oh, you peasants, like...
Stop reminding me of early 2010, like, teens
Tumblr days.
I don't
Yeah, you don't want to know where I was during those years.
Huh?
You don't want to know what I was doing during those years. I was working on my PhD.
I was going to say, when you say it like that, it sounds like you might have been doing something particularly illicit, but no.
Well, no, you're talking about, like, your youth, and I'm like, well, I finished my master's at that point, and I started my PhD program in 2010, so...
Yeah, I thought that was gonna take, like, an illegal turn.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna...
It's like, those are my years in the mob.
Well, I guess largely my point was, so I don't know what was, like, a thing at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Consider yourself lucky.
So I didn't know that calling people peasants was a thing.
You missed out on much.
I don't even know where to begin, like, where I would even start attempting to describe the, like, 2014 Tumblr experience to another person.
It was all based on fan fictions and, just such cringeworthy things looking back.
Yeah, there's a lot of cringe. And I say this as a person, like, celebrating the death of cringe culture, like, you know, enjoy yourself.
A lot of quotes from, like, John Green novels.
Oh my god,
like,
the obsession with The Fault in Our Stars. That was a
lot. What was the movie? Perks of Being a Wallflower. Just constant memes of...
A lot of that.
3 John Green books right there.
I mean, I like John Green.
I've read a few. I won't lie, they're good, but it just... I think the obsession with the movies and...
Oh, I can do that.
The whole super Hulock thing. That was a lot.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Supernatural, the show, Doctor Who, and then Sherlock. All shows that...
And it was this, like, big obsession with, like, making them all into, like, one giant crossover.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was...
We're alive,
It was a lot.
The fanfics derived.
No.
Really an experience like no other, and I'm, like, not even scratching the surface of just, like, the things that went on.
If you missed it, consider yourself lucky.
Yeah, honestly, you didn't miss much.
Yeah, although I suppose every generation has, like, their cringy, you know, just, like, embarrassing, how could we think that was cool stuff.
Yeah.
What a rite of passage.
Do you want to share with the class?
No.
Fair enough.
Not really. Well, because, you know, for you guys, you're talking about, like, 7 years ago. I would have to think back, like, 20. And so I honestly don't remember.
Okay, that's fair. That is entirely fair. So moving right along, I guess.
Yeah, anyway.
How far can you go in one direction before you start going in the opposite direction?
You'd have to hit the halfway. You're talking, like, a circular thing, right?
I mean, I guess. I don't know. This is just sort of, like, nebulous. Kind of just, like, the concept, not in any specific place.
Well, I was imagining it like going around the globe, kind of.
That's like kind of what I think of. So I guess we'll put that parameter on this question.
Like once you hit the halfway point, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you start going west around the Earth, there's only so far you can go before you're in what's considered the East.
I guess, though, you'd still be considered going, like, instead of saying, like, go west halfway, if you go past it and just continue going west, you're still going west, because that's where you started from.
Oh, I guess.
You're not ever going east, technically. I guess it depends where you're starting from and, like, which way you're coming from.
Oh, east. I thought you said weast.
Weast.
That's west, Patrick.
SpongeBob.
Although, if you think about it, even talking about like the Eastern and Western Hemisphere doesn't really matter because those are also just kind of like made up, right? Like we decided to cut.
Well, if you get down to it, technically we made everything up, but.
What I was saying, so like, in thinking about it as like, oh, if you're in this, like half of the map, you're going this direction, kind of thing. Like, well, no, because like we could have done it the other way around and cut it the other half of the world, and you know we could have had the Eastern Hemisphere on the West and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Where we actually split to flatten out the globe, you know, it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, okay, point taken.
It's a shame that all my great hand gestures will not be available to the audio listeners.
And your goblet.
Yeah, and her sick jewel-encrusted goblet.
Now I really want one of those. I'm sure Amazon has some delightful options.
I'm sure. Well, you could get some insane shit on Etsy.
Oh,
because that'd be like somebody who like is like an artisan like goblet maker, not just like whatever like some sort of mass-produced like plastic thing. Like you could probably get some insane shit on Etsy.
That's true, but then what if I break it?
Okay, do I have to come up with solutions for everything? I'm so mean this episode. What is happening?
I have not actually spilled wine in my home. Other people, on the other hand,
have. I've had wine spilled on me.
Sorry, God.
I don't know if you were picking up that hint. You spilled wine.
I know. It wasn't even that bad.
So you say.
Did I stain anything?
Technically, you have stained my wine with my carpet with wine. But it was the Santa, the stocking.
I didn't even do that. That just happened.
That's why I told you to leave the plate under it.
I did!
Clearly not when you cleaned it up. Because there's a droplet right there.
Okay, well, I also, like, low-key almost died that night, so... This
is really entertaining stuff.
I know. Quality content. Oh well. Do we want to move on to the next one, or do we want to keep bullying me?
Bullying! Just kidding.
That's a tough choice.
I'm feeling nice today, so I guess we can move on.
Alright. What do we think would happen if you were to put a lightsaber beam in water? I think it would boil. I think the water would start boiling.
Agree, because when they use the lightsaber to like cut off limbs, for example,
it's hot enough to cauterize it, right?
It like cauterizes it because there's no blood, so it would have to be hot enough to cauterize the wound.
Okay.
And so if it's hot enough to cauterize, it's got to be able to boil water.
But if it's hot enough to do that, would it instantly vaporize it?
That was gonna be my next question.
Or would it boil it? I wonder if it depends on, like, the quantity of water. Like, if you were to stick it into a lake, like, maybe it would start boiling in the area around the lightsaber, because it's not good, because that's not enough to vaporize an entire lake instantly. But if you were to stick the end of it in, like, a cup of water, just steam.
I wonder what temperature something has to be to cauterize a wound. That might be
Google?
somewhat related to it. Not that we're about to do mathematical calculations.
Yeah, I'm not going to do math. I just want a vague idea. Temp to...
I agree where this is going with. I don't... I feel like it would just
okay, so anywhere
in, like,
from 300 degrees Fahrenheit to 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit. Depending on, like, what, like, you know, this is an actual, like, surgical answer, like, what part of the body they're doing things with. Like, I'm assuming it's going to take a lot less to seal up, like, a capillary than it is your entire limb.
Yeah, right, so it cuts off a hand, there's no blood. That has to be pretty significant temperature.
So, I would... Okay, actually, maybe there's lore. How hot
Especially because
is a lightsaber?
Like, I feel like when they cauterize wounds, usually they have to, like, touch it at least for a second or something.
You are correct.
This is a quick place, so you think it would have to be even hotter.
Let's see. Plasma heat is between 8,000 degrees Celsius and 25,000 degrees Celsius. So we're talking a lot.
What is that in English?
Oh no. Hold on, now I gotta convert this.
It's way hotter in Fahrenheit.
Yes. So, hold on. Celsius. Right? So much math.
Without thinking about math at all, I feel like it would evaporate wherever, like, the light hits it and then boil around it. Like, I don't know how far it'd reach. It depends how much water we're talking about, but...
So, for making... Like, let's make things simple-ish. Let's say about, like, 15,000 degrees Celsius. Instead of, like, talking between the two ranges. So that's 27,032... degrees Fahrenheit. So, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're talking that, I think if you were to, like, stick the end of it in, like, any normal-sized water-holding vessel that you might have in your house, instantly vaporized, just instant steam. But if you were to stick it in, like, the ocean, it would boil the water around it for, I don't know, some range.
They really never come in contact with water at any point in any of the movies?
I mean, they do, but no one's ever stuck a lightsaber in it.
No, I mean, the actual lightsaber. Like, they haven't been near a body of water, or... It's been forever since I watched, like, the prequels, and... So I don't remember. I feel like that has to have happened.
I know in the most recent sort of Disney trilogy, there's a scene where the Millennium Falcon is, like, flying over, like, a big lake or something, but that's really the only instance of, like, water that's coming to mind. Yeah, the only lake, or only body of liquid in any of the prequels or the originals I'm thinking of is just, like, the giant lava pit from the prequels.
I know that they only usually break them out when there's, like, some battle going on or they're training for battle.
Correct.
But I'm also thinking about just, like, their everyday lives, like how having a lightsaber that can boil / evaporate water might come in handy. Or might they accidentally, you know, push the little button, or however they... I don't even know what the word would be.
Yeah. Deploy the lightsaber blade?
Sure. That's a good word, yeah. If they would accidentally deploy the lightsaber, like, you know, oh, that's a problem.
That does
Just imagining it like a sitcom.
Yeah, that really does not seem ideal. Although now that you've got me thinking about it, I know that the big nerd hours here. I know that the Jedi aren't allowed to use the Force for personal reasons. So, like, you know, you can't use the Force to make yourself a sandwich, essentially. Which is lame, but I'm wondering if there's similar rules for use of lightsaber, because the lightsaber has to be given to you by the Jedi. So, like, you couldn't use it to, like, you know, just heat something up real quick.
Oh, that's true.
Which sounds kind of lame, because, like, if I had a lightsaber, that's, like, one of the first things I'd be doing.
Yeah.
Making toast.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
man,
just
yeah,
use the
you just
lightsaber to
slice
slice the bread.
Like, that's in a movie somewhere where they do that. There's, like, a knife that toasts bread while you cut it.
That's absolutely a real thing that exists.
I have a vague memory of that, but I don't know where it's from.
Yeah, that's gonna drive me crazy.
That absolutely exists.
In the real world?
Yes, 100%.
Really? I'm gonna Google that.
Bread toasting knife.
Knife that toasts. I need that in my life if it's real. Oh my god, it's real.
The toaster knife. I'm gonna write that down and link it.
Wait, where is this?
In the description.
We live in the future? So, like, the greatest thing ever was sliced bread, but now they want you to slice your own bread so you can toast it, even though you can put sliced bread in the toaster.
But the toaster knife is kind of instant.
How much time do you have in the morning that you need to save, 30 seconds or whatever it is?
Well, I'm thinking the advantage of the toaster knife would be that you can have, like, a certain thickness of toast.
But it's going to toast the bread on both sides of where you slice. And so you're going to have to slice on, both sides of the piece that you want. But then that toasts the next part of the loaf.
Shit,
and then
you're right.
You're going to end up with this toasted end.
You're just going to end up with the whole sliced bread toasted. Like the whole loaf.
Yeah. I would want to keep slicing because I'm like, oh, that's toasted. I might as well toast the other side. Oh, God. Now I gotta toast
Oh my god, you're right.
It's a trap. It's a trap, so you eat the whole bread.
You eat an entire loaf of bread. Yeah.
Although, going back just a little bit, I'm thinking, if a lightsaber might be hot enough to vaporize water instantly, how do we know that it wouldn't make your toast burst into flames? I feel like that might be a possibility.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe if you get it from a distance away, like a marshmallow effect.
Ooh. Oh, you could roast marshmallows over a lightsaber. How sick would that be?
Oh, the best s'mores.
Oh my gosh.
Maddie, how is this for you as a person who doesn't know Star Wars?
Well, I know enough that I know lightsabers are hot. I didn't know what degree or temperature, but I feel like we're all learning that together.
I know you meant that temperature-wise, but your intonation made me think like they're hot.
Ooh.
You know?
Freaking Paris Hilton voice. That's hot.
That's hot.
We would so get kicked out of the Jedi for toasting bread with the lightsaber, but then we could join the Schwartz instead. Spaceballs.
Oh yeah. It's actually really funny because I saw somebody was trying to make a joke about Darth Vader got kicked out of because the Jedi aren't supposed to fuck, essentially. That Darth Vader got kicked out of the Jedi for being a thought, and that is essentially what happened. Anakin wanted to fuck Padme, so he went to the dark side.
Yeah, that makes sense. That seems like a very dude thing to do.
Isn't it, though? I accidentally just made my...
My goal is to alienate as much of your listening audience as possible.
Okay, great.
I just insulted the men. Just gotta get all the angles.
You do appear to be slightly frozen.
Me?
Yeah.
No one's frozen for me.
Oh.
Nobody appears to be frozen from me either.
Okay, cool. So then it's just my really expensive computer that's screwing up.
Oh, great.
Great! Internet being wonky again.
Huh?
Just your internet being wonky again, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's not happening for Maddie. Okay, weird. I'm just gonna ignore it. Oh, there you are. Great, never mind.
I don't know if it's just in my head or if someone's actually making it.
Huh?
You're either imagining it or having a stroke.
Oh, it smells good though, wherever it's coming from. I hope it's real.
Okay, so now, let's see, how long have we been running for? Oh yeah, we're in good shape. So, I want to try introducing a segment now. Meme review. Which is exactly what it sounds like. I show y'all memes, and we either laugh or don't.
Judge them.
Judge them. We judge the memes. So if you give me just 1 second, I'm gonna set this bad boy up so y'all can see the memes that I have saved for this exact purpose. There's kind of a theme here. It's a lot of misspelled signage. So like traffic signs, labels, what have you.
I hope one of my favorite memes is on here.
And these are all from my I
know what it is.
I have built up quite the cursed images folder just like in my own time. So these are all from that. These are all from my cursed images folder. So let me close this.
The yard sale signs.
Exactly. That's the theme. Okay, so here, let me stream. Can we see that?
Yes.
Begin.
Oh, okay.
Well, I see. Oh, like there's a button that says watch stream. I think I have to click it. There we go.
I would recommend you do that.
Oh, stop.
I like this one in particular because it sneaks up on you. Like, you don't think it's that funny until you try to pronounce it. And then you're like...
I think that's true with most of these. You have to say them out loud.
Stop. Why is your camera still loading for me? Now you're buffering.
Who is?
You.
Oh.
You want to turn that bad boy off and back on real quick?
Me?
Your camera?
I see her.
Oh, I don't. And I'm the one who's screen recording to post this on YouTube, so...
I was gonna say, you're the one who seems to be having issues.
I am, which is really inconvenient because I'm the one who has to have the video file.
I guess the audio listeners win this round.
Yeah, y'all finally win after us doing so many visually based things, including this fucking meme review. Us doing so many visually based things that leave you out. Now, you don't have to deal with this. Okay, whatever, I'm just gonna ignore it. Next. Oh. No. Stop it.
You know, if I'm frozen, I feel so free. I can do whatever. Nobody can see me.
You're not even frozen. There's just making the little loading symbol.
Oh. Oh. Okay, that's better. Like, it's yards. Do you have a yard sard?
Yeah.
The alignment chart of fucked up yard sale signs. My personal favorite, I gotta say. This one just kills me. Big Yale. I don't know. Something about it. It just gets me. We have any more Yale sale?
Yarb sale.
Literally every time I see a yard sale sign, my brain just... Oh, there you are. My brain just immediately goes yard sard because of that one.
Yard sard.
A classic, truly. Okay, moving on.
Wow.
Why does it say my stream is... I don't want my stream to be paused. Why is this so difficult?
Oh my god.
I feel like it would be much improved if they just drew a sad face next to it.
Oh my god, yes!
Cantaloupe. You know?
Or like a little crying emoji.
Yeah, because clearly that's what they were going for.
Clearly. Alright.
I like how they put the 2 for $5 or $2.50 each, just in case you can't do the math.
Yeah, I like how it's, like, usually when there's, like, a 2 for whatever, there's, like, a little bit of a discount. It's just just basic addition.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, why didn't they just put $2.50 each and just leave it at that?
I feel like the numbers are the least of their issues with this.
Yeah, I gotta, like, the numbers are funny, but they're not what I'm most concerned about.
Why did they put the $ at the end of the amounts instead of at the beginning?
I feel like I've encountered a lot of people who do that because we say like $5.
Yeah.
And then it's like
that one I will let slide just because of the way that we as people speak.
It just looks wrong.
It does. It definitely does look wrong. I will give you that. Moving
right
along. I have quite a few. There's like 32 of these.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Focusing. Nope.
No.
Nope. Won't even say it out loud.
Wow.
So
Sorry, I'm not mature.
I'm sorry, but the heart makes it so much worse.
It
The heart
really
makes
does.
it worse.
Yeah.
Wow.
There is an A in vegetables. I don't know if they just got confused.
Yeah.
No. And they were like, "Oh, which one is it first?" There's an A and some E's, and I'm not really sure. I don't know. How about the A? And then
Throw it in somewhere.
and then at that point, they've gone too far.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's fine.
Okay, it's like embarrassing how funny I'm finding this, so we're gonna move on. Estate sale.
I don't know why I read that as ass-tate. There's only one S there, but
You moved up the one from the second row.
Yeah.
I mean, is it wrong? Because
Yeah.
no matter what you're doing, you're at a certain state. Their state being not alive. So it's like...
See, this is one of those ones where it's like some of these are like, how could they possibly have done this? But this is one of the ones I don't think it's as bad as, for example, the previous one. Like, how did we think that was what we intended this to be? This one, alright.
It's another A for E swap.
Yeah. I don't like that it pauses my stream every time I switch the photo, but whatever, we'll live with it. Captcha.
That was close.
Yeah, I was about to say, you almost died there.
It's a new product. It's a combination of ketchup and chutney.
Don't they have those like weird like combo condiment products? I swear to God those exist.
Condiment?
Condiment.
Condiment.
Oh wait, no, now
awful.
that no, that's not what you want to call that. Never mind.
Huh?
I don't, just mentally it sounds like uncomfortably close to like you're trying to like merge it with like condom.
No, because it's a B, not a D. Condiment.
Oh!
You have to put the D in there.
You are correct.
Combo.
Never mind. I'm an idiot.
Compliment. That's better. Compliment.
Ooh, I like that. See, as we can tell, I'm not functioning today, but that's fine. I think there's a string of like misspelled food labels that just absolutely kill me, so let us continue.
Should I start to drink and then...
Yeah, don't take a sip yet.
Cyril.
Pearl.
Oh
Special
boy.
Cyril.
Like, I try so hard to justify their spelling. I'm like, well, so it's kind of like spelled like pearl, but with a C. And really, like, the corn pops are kind of shaped similarly to pearl, but it's a little bit bigger.
No.
Don't justify it. Just laugh at
is
it.
it literally says cereal on the box. If they were that
Cereal.
confused, you could just look up.
You are completely right. I didn't even think of that.
And it's not even just like a one letter. Like, some of those have just been one letter off.
Which, like, okay.
So,
This is just a train wreck.
you add another E in there, you rearrange them a bit, it's okay.
Yeah.
Cyril.
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 Oh, that's a name, Cyril.
Oh, it is.
I was thinking of Cyril Figgis on Archer. Asparagus.
Asparagus.
No.
Asparagus.
Yeah. Virgo.
I totally read that as SpaghettiOs.
I like that.
Asparagus SpaghettiOs combo.
Bad.
Or Cheerios. Maybe they're looking at the last slide.
Which is worse, SpaghettiOs with asparagus or Cheerios with asparagus?
Cheerios.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Maddie on this one. They're both awful, but one is definitely worse than the other.
Agreed.
Alright. Next meme.
Spinch.
That's one of my favorites.
I actually say spinach instead of spinach because I eat a lot of spinach.
I say spinach in real life because of this.
But also, it reminds me of the word splinch, like Harry Potter when they get like splinched when they're at
yeah.
And so that always pops up too, which is not pleasant.
But yeah, yes. Because of this image, I do say spinch in my actual like everyday life.
It's a time saver. 1 syllable versus 2.
Like, I will write that down on like grocery lists.
I mean, you can make that same justification for Cyril.
Okay, she has a point.
It's also 1 letter short. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I said this a few podcasts ago. Like, I sometimes reduce my syllables to save time, but I'm like picky and choosy with that. I don't remember what examples I was talking about.
It was drawer.
Oh.
I have a friend who says appreciate instead of appreciate.
Okay, I don't like that.
But I mean, this person is just being environmentally conscious because when you print labels, right, well, that's essentially you're using up materials. So if they can cut out a letter here or there, they're saving and they're stopping global warming. So who are you to mock them, Bridget?
Oh, I'm not mocking them.
All I see here is a resourceful employee getting the same message across, like saving time and money.
Give this man an Employee of the Month award.
You know, I should have warned you, you're getting more than you bargained for today, having me just sitting in front of this computer doing Zoom classes all day and then not having eaten in a while and then drinking much wine.
Okay, good. That's what we want.
So, yeah, I'm just, you know, justifying my previous joke about you mocking. Explaining why.
It's fine. A classic.
Yardsard.
Yardsard.
Was neutral good, I believe.
I like that it's Genesee Street in there, by the way. Like in that photo.
Wow.
So.
That's Genesee Street in Rochester.
Yeah, so maybe that's it.
Maybe there's a Yardsard in Rochester.
Yeah, maybe there's a Yardsard.
We're famous. I call my mom.
Okay.
Garage
sale. That is extremely efficient. You say it the exact same.
Oh yeah.
Just less letters, saving paper, saving ink.
This would not work for British people though.
It would not, because they say garage.
Garage. They pronounce way more syllables than we do.
Why did we not put regional pronunciation debates in our episode with Tim Meredith?
Oh.
He literally said, instead, like, we were talking about our various ideas for inventions, and it literally, like, it crossed my mind as he said it, because he said patent office instead of patent office, and I was like, oh, that would have been cool, and then my brain just did not circle back to it for the next, like, 2 hours.
You could have talked about chamomile. They say chamomile.
Chamomile.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I will also fight any British person to the death that elevator is a much fancier word than lift.
This is true. I'll have to save that for the next time we manage to get somebody from, like, the UK on this show, and we can just talk about how they're saying it wrong. Anyway.
Smorking.
No smorking.
I know it doesn't quite work out, but I interpreted this as a combination of smoking and snorkeling. I know there's no L before that ing, but...
No smoking while snorkeling.
So is that when you just put, like, the cigarette at, like, the top of the snorkel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Just
that means you can
clarifying.
breathe in smoke even though you're technically underwater. It's pretty badass. Or, Mork from Mork and Mindy. Robin Williams.
Oh, king.
I don't know what that would mean in this context, but...
I don't either, but I think it's important that we noted it.
It means when Mork smiles, he's smirking. That sounded too close to smirking, and I didn't hear it until I said it, and it startled me.
Nicely done.
Yeah. I warned you. I told you.
Ketchup. Ketchup.
I liked the other one better.
Me too.
Ketchup. Yeah, it was better than ketchup.
I don't know. Something about it just felt like more unexpected.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because ketchup ends in the up.
This is true.
Slightly
this is very
more.
true. This is like a little thing I could see, like, I don't even like ketchup, but I could, like, see myself, like, saying this to myself just, like, to be funny, like, in a way that, like, you know how you say dumb little things that no one else hears, just to entertain yourself? Like, this is the kind of fun little misspelling that I would just say and not really think about.
Yeah. I usually say those in my own head, or silently to myself.
No, you don't. I've been to your house.
Well, when I'm out in public.
Oh, man.
I'm not weird.
Oh, meat.
Oat meat.
Wait, I love this one.
Some of them sneak up on you, you know what I mean?
But is it wrong?
Okay.
'Cause think
You're
about
not.
how oats grow. And it's like, it's the meatiest bit of the...
Oh my gosh. What would boneless oat meat be?
I have no idea.
Isn't it all boneless once you take it off the bone?
True.
Not the bone, the stalk.
Same difference, is the point I'm making. It's the bone of the plant.
What if you introduce this to, like, a vegan person? Like, how would they react? Like, oat meat.
Oat meat. Yeah, I don't know. And I'm not sure I want to find out.
Throw him off.
Now I've thrown him off his rhythm. Okay, I see no one appreciating my John Mulaney reference here. Fine.
I know, I got it.
I did not.
Sad. See, I'm used to,
I
like,
thought-
people just continuing the phrase.
Yeah, no, see, I watch them once like a normal person, and then I continue on in my life.
Anyway.
Oh, I was waiting for you to bring up Mitch Hedberg.
And soup.
That reminds me of when people are saying, like, laundry sauce for, like,
Oh, I
detergent.
straight up say laundry sauce.
No. So soup is when you have multiple ingredients that you put together, right? It has to be multiple ingredients. You can't just have broth. So,
Yeah.
Then what the fuck
Soup
is
is
tomato
minimal.
soup? It's just tomato.
well, no, there's other stuff in there. If it were literally just tomato, you would mash up a tomato and be like, here's soup.
Okay, I don't know. I don't fucking like tomato. Continue.
Not like anything. But the point being, this is a combination of things like soup. But laundry soap is also a combination of things, so you can't call it... I mean, I guess sauce often has multiple things, but not always.
I still like saying laundry sauce.
Hand soup. Would that be, like... If we're going along the lines of soup has to be, like, multiple ingredients, what if you just mixed a lot of hand soaps together? Does it become hand soup?
I think she's got a point.
Yeah. I think that's a solid argument. Do you think anybody sees this dispenser and is afraid to use it because they think it actually contains soup? Like, somebody's just trying to prank them?
Once somebody took a picture, like, weird Goodwill finds, and it was, like, this ceramic soap dispenser that just had ketchup on it.
Sure.
And but like, in no context does one, like, use the little pump on that bottle and know what they're getting. Like, if it's on a kitchen counter or like a bathroom counter, you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
There's no certainty with that bottle.
Would you hesitate to get soap out of this dispenser if you saw that?
Maybe for a second. Like, I would almost immediately assume it was a misspelling. But maybe for a second.
I think I would still use it. If there's nothing else, I'd be like, well, this must be what I'm supposed to use.
I think it might depend on the location.
Mm.
Like, if you saw this in a bar that seemed like a decent establishment, like a super dive bar, but just like, a basic bar,
mm-hmm.
versus if you saw it at like a truck stop, or like one of those roadside rests that are always like a little bit sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'd be more hesitant at a place like that than I would be at like an established.
Yeah, okay. Points taken. Points most definitely taken. Hand soup.
I would like to remember to say that in the future. Busy cuts.
Triple header here.
Oh my gosh.
Really, it's a lot to take in.
I like that the bottom one isn't even just like a misspelling. It's just supposed to be like those little assorted like packets of like jam that they give you at like breakfast buffets.
And I don't know, like, the fact that the last one is handwritten makes it seem like they were such in a rush. Not only could they didn't have time to print it out, they couldn't even finish the word.
But also, why does jelly have a period after it? It's not abbreviated.
It's making a statement, jelly.
Yeah, sure, for jellicle.
No. We are not entering any cast discourse tonight. Thank you.
Look at you and your jelly ass,
That's not a bad insult, I'm not gonna lie to you. I would use that for somebody who is perhaps being,
a jelly ass?
I'm trying to assign meaning to it is the problem. I can't just say it twice.
I mean, unfortunately to me it sounds like, very much an insult where, like, you're basically saying somebody has a big jiggly ass.
That's not an insult in this day and age.
I was thinking, like, you know how people get fillers and sometimes they're made out of, like, silicone or, like, that jelly type stuff? That kind of is a jelly ass, if you may.
See, when you say it in that kind of, like, way that, like, that tone that implies you think it's an insult, it makes me think of, like, get your punk ass over here, or, like, your candy ass, or whatever. That's how I hear it used.
Ass, but, like, ass as in, like, the whole person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I would picture it used when you say it like that.
Oh, you're a jelly ass. Well, jelly's sweet, and so are you, Scarbled.
Scarbled. Yeah, I really don't feel like we dedicated enough time to that one. We kind of breezed right through that.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to make sure it was said out loud.
I do enjoy it quite a bit.
Hold on, scarbled.
Chicken nuggets.
Nuggets.
Incorrectly.
Yeah, they did good for that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I would have expected them to be.
See, whenever I do love me some... I always like to say stuff like chicky nuggies, or like, my chicky nugs.
How do you do? I call dino nuggets fuggets in my head because they're fun nuggets.
Mm-mm.
So fuggets are fugs.
I don't like that. I always say dino nugs.
See, that's why I haven't said it around you. I only say it in my head or out loud.
Yeah, your cats can't judge you.
That's true. I mean, they try. They give me that, cat look where you think they're seeing into your soul. So there's that.
Straw babies.
Straw babies.
That one's just kind of funny.
That's almost a Moira Rose.
I was literally just about to say the Pepe.
I think there's one too many B's.
Yeah.
Maybe you got that I.
It would have to be like B-E-B-E with an accent S for it to be like reach like peak Moira Rose.
Mm-hmm. Straw babies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if it's a baby, I think they should have a different graphic there.
Yeah.
A baby made of straw.
I also just find it particularly funny, like, that this was clearly, like, you had to have, like, spray paint, like, stencils. It's not that they didn't have an R, because there's clearly the R there in straw.
That's a good point. And not only did they use the wrong letter once, but they did it twice.
They did it twice. I don't know, something about that just really makes it for me.
I wonder if they accidentally used the B, and then they realized it, and they're like, whoa, I've gone too far.
Now I gotta make it funny.
Debris?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I think Bebies is better than Debris.
This is an easy fix. They could easily take white out for the bottom part of those B's.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Solid thoughts, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Knackful.
Knackful.
I like that it's not just a sign. It's like somebody had to like probably like put that together, you know?
Well, it's not even just like one somebody. That's clearly something that has been mass produced.
Yeah.
With a little tag on it.
So that's the question. Did they screw up mass producing all of these, or is this specific one the misprint?
Hopefully just this one.
But they're also clearly displaying it on a shelf with many other like Thanksgiving themed things.
Yes.
Did they not realize? Like, do they think people are going to buy it because of the novelty of it? Or did they not notice?
Okay, here's the thing. If I was like in Home Goods and I saw that, I would definitely buy it because I would think it's funny. But like also as a person who has worked retail, I am not paying attention to the things that I am putting on the shelves. It goes up there and I am done.
Yeah, I suppose I was imagining it as like a smaller shop, like an owner-operated type place.
Okay.
But yeah, if it's the kind of place where you have a bunch of employees, yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, if it's like Home Goods, I'm not surprised that this hasn't gotten noticed.
In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if employees actually somehow detach the letters and put them that way and glue them back on.
Oh my god, when I lived in one of my dorms in Geneseo, we had like window clings up on the window for like the holidays, and one of them said like Merry Christmas, so somebody arranged it so it said like Merry Shit Scram.
Because why not?
Yeah, exactly, because why not?
It's a holiday to bring joy, so...
But yeah, I gotta say, if the letters do detach, or like, you know how people like, they go find like, you know, anytime there's like, you know, a letter that you can paint in like a craft store, they always, you know, arrange it to say like send nudes or like eat ass or something.
Mm-hmm.
If the letters detach, this like immediately like no longer becomes funny.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they do.
Also, the extra hilarious thing to me is that the N is backwards, and it is technically the Cyrillic letter I.
Ah.
So, you get theacful. Fun times. Dave. Something about the lighting in this picture, by the way, so cursed. Like, it's not just cursed because of the misspelling. Like, it just... The very energy of this photograph. It is dark and unknowable.
Also, like, what kind of... Oh, it's like boxes in the background, like a warehouse.
Yeah.
See, the reason I laugh so hard at some of these is because my mind immediately translates it into, like, mental images of, like, who is the Dave behind this line of bar soaps, right? And I immediately start to imagine him hawking his product, and what would a Dave soap be like? How is that different from Dove? And I create a whole backstory for Dave within like 0.5 seconds, and that's why I laugh.
That's actually so interesting. Who is Dave? Please tell me.
Yeah, so I imagine him as a guy he's relatively large, kind of like a burly type dude.
Okay.
And in his youth, he was somebody who was not really a bully, but very like hyper masculine, and thought that made him cool, sort of thing. And then when he got older, he started to realize that stuff didn't make any sense, that gender is a construct and it's a spectrum, and that he didn't have to be ashamed to care about his skin. And so he thought that he would make a whole line of soaps that would take care of people's skin, and that he would be proud to sell that product, so much so that he would put his name on it as a way to fight gender stereotypes and push back against the notion that men have to be hyper masculine.
I'm fascinated that this is what your brain supplied in 0.5 seconds. That's incredible.
We really just knew his name. We didn't know his story.
But now we do.
That's the way my brain operates. It's always been like that. I just see it and I'm like, okay, and I just saw him in my head.
That's some secret talent. Like, people have got to start hiring you to, like, give them character designs. Like, they'll just spit a name at you and you'll be like, got it, done, go draw it.
Yeah, I mean, that was always my dream as a kid. I was gonna write books and stuff, but reality. So.
It's a bitch, ain't it?
Yeah. That's
moving on from Dave and his challenging of gender norms.
Yeah.
Parmesan.
Parmesan.
I mean, the John is like a name, so he's Parmesan.
Parmesan.
That also gives me flashbacks to 2014 Tumblr, because when people were doing their little shipping of John and Sherlock, they would always spell his name like that, just like in like the cutesy way of talking about John Watson. So I see that, and like it immediately activates my fight or flight response.
It makes me think of yawning. Parmesan.
But I also find it kind of like I physically can't articulate this, but for some reason when I see it written like that and my mind reads it as like Parmesan, like it just feels right. Am I making sense?
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's one of those like pronunciation things.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely not wording it right, but like it almost doesn't seem all that wrong to me. Like, if you're trying to be, like, kind of funny and, like, overemphasize the pronunciation for comedic effect. Anyway.
Yeah, that makes me wonder what percentage of these are accidental versus intentional.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm also, like, not really concerned about it because I just want to laugh.
Sure.
And if someone's making me laugh on purpose or on accident, doesn't really matter.
There's a void coming at me.
The void?
I don't know if you just heard her. Here she comes.
Void! Oh, hello!
Aww.
Hi, Nixie.
Hi, kitty.
I know, baby.
Oh, she's so cute. Love her.
That's baby girl.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
English tutor.
I feel like this is a case.
Tutor.
I feel like this is a case where they definitely spelled it wrong on purpose.
I probably wouldn't get them very many clients.
Yeah, I was gonna, like, that's the thing. I feel like it has to be real, because why would they hire them?
Maybe it's like talking about their clients, like, who might need spelling assistance.
Okay.
It's targeting them.
Okay.
I feel like it's gotta be a joke, because
Can't be.
Either they know it's misspelled, in which case they should know that nobody's going to choose them as a tutor.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Or they don't know that it's misspelled, and either that would mean they're super delusional about their skills, or I just don't know how they would think that they would be good enough to tutor somebody. It's one thing to think you're decent at English. It's another to think you're good enough that you can teach other people.
Yeah.
What if they're saying they're like an English horn player? Like, I'm a tutor. Here's my number. Hire me.
I'm a British person who plays the trumpet. Tell me.
I like that. That's the version. Okay, that's the version that's gonna live in my mind now. They are an English trumpet player.
Tutor. They actually have an English horn. It's like, you know how they have a French horn?
Yild.
There's an English horn.
Huh.
Yild.
I gotta say, at first, like, if I saw that at first glance, like, just driving and, like, having my brain kind of turned off and not really, like in the way that, like, you kind of, like, forget that you're driving, I don't think I'd notice, you know?
I think I would have a moment where I felt like there was a glitch in the Matrix.
Okay, yeah.
Where I'm like, how tired am I?
Yeah.
Like, I think I would, yeah.
That's fair.
I think I was misreading it, seeing things.
Creams. Not even close to either of the words that they're trying to get to.
I mean, the first word isn't that far off.
The first word should be cheese. That's pretty far.
No.
Oh no, okay, no, you're right. Sorry. See, it's messing me up that much.
At first I was like, oh, they just mixed up the second letter of each, but like, no. They did more in the second.
They do have the double E in the second word.
Yeah. They got that right. If they just flip the 2 second letters with each word, and then they move the S and the M, and then they got rid of the M and put an E.
Okay, there's too many things for it to be if they just
4 things.
Yeah.
Basically, replace one of the M's with an E and rearrange the letters just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
letters.
Cheam creams.
Like, kind of cheer on these. You got it, buddy. You're so close.
I know.
I believe in you.
Snorkeling.
Oh, wow.
There's that morgue again. Like, the snorking.
Popular.
I also like that this isn't just, like, stickers or, like, a label. It's, like, part of the plastic.
It's, like, painted.
Yeah.
No, it's, like raised letters.
Oh.
On it that have been painted. So, like, even if you were to just take the paint off, it would still be there. And for some reason, I just really love that.
I'm reading this as smork alarm, like you're telling your friend alarm to smork. No. Cheer up, buddy.
I like that. That was a bad time for me to take a sip of water. Nugmet.
Nugmet.
Okay, got it. Just 2 letters they need to switch.
Yeah.
So close.
So close.
Buddy. Good effort.
Yeah, you know, an attempt was made, and I respect it. That's my favorite one.
God. Like Dumbledore. I'm totally
Dumbles.
Oh my god. I started with this personal trainer like a month and a half ago, and he has me doing all these dumbbell workouts. So I'm just gonna start showing up and calling them dumbles and see if he corrects me.
See how long it takes him to notice.
Yeah, and then if he tries to correct me, I'll act really confused, like I don't understand what he's trying to correct.
Oh my god, yes.
Dumbles. Dumbbells.
Dumbles.
This is gonna be great.
The first time I saw this one, I'm like pretty sure I cried laughing just because like I didn't expect it. Beautiful. No sharp objects.
Objects.
Oh, I didn't even realize that objects was misspelled. I was so distracted by shorp.
Oh god. Looks like oboe.
Objects.
So would you pronounce long O and call it objects or objects?
Objects.
Objects or objects?
Oh, I don't know. Which is funnier?
Objects.
No short objects. No short objects. Objects, I think.
Okay, yeah. And this is another one that I've, like, incorporated into my real life. Like, I frequently say, like, shorp. Like, if I'm, like, in the, like, cooking with somebody and I have to, like, hand them a knife, I'll be like, okay, shorp. Mm-hmm. The internet has rotted my brain. Last one.
No. Well.
Wow.
They got it once.
But you don't know which came first, because the one on the right looks like a more permanent structure.
This is true.
So maybe that came first.
And then they, like, you know, went out into the world and, like, had, like, an experience of growth as a human being, and then came back for their less permanent structure.
You know what I like to believe?
Do tell.
That there's this little shack that says local produce. And then some smartass saw it, and they were like, here's what we'll do.
We'll bring our trailer
pull up
over.
Our little cart, produce spelled correctly, and just park it right next to it and leave it there.
Bridget.
How to educate them.
Yes.
If I text you one, would you be able to pull it up on your screen?
Yeah.
Because this one is my favorite one ever. Hold on.
Wait, actually, just, like, email it to me. Because then I can open it up in the podcast drive.
Email it.
Any favorites of what we've seen so far, friends? I gotta say Dumbles. That one kills me every time.
I feel like there was one toward the beginning that really got me, but I'm already forgetting what they were.
Was it Kepchut?
It was Luna making all that noise. She has a beard.
Love that for her. Okay, yeah, my internet just died, but we're gonna edit all that crap out.
I have no idea at what point the crap to be edited out began, but... Yes,
yeah, I don't either, but that's why I go, like, you know, the editing is the going back and watching, so we'll figure it out when we get there.
We were just thinking about smack.
Baby. Yeah? Okay. Can you guys hear her?
A little. Here and there.
Un poquito. Okay, here. Let me share Maddie's final contribution to the meme review.
Mm-hmm.
Congration. You done it.
Congration.
This is another one that I actually say to people.
Congration.
Congration.
That's
You've
funny.
done it.
I've been pronouncing it congration. You done it.
I'm a big fan of also saying, like, cognarts instead of congrats.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the cognarts, yeah.
I don't know, that one just, that kills me for no reason.
I really wanted that cake when I graduated college. And, like, the fact that it was a pandemic and, like, we didn't get a graduation, this would have been the perfect cake. Like, everything, like, shit hitting the fan. Like,
yeah, just completely.
There you go.
Oh, you can see that my camera is in a different spot from...
I forgot to click the watch stream. There we go. Congration.
Congration. You done it. Yeah. Oh, hello, Luna!
Okay. An appearance from both cats. How blessed are we?
Oh,
wow.
Extremely blessed.
There's 3 guests.
Careful. You're gonna fall.
Hey, baby.
Enjoy her butt. Because that's...
She says must turn.
Yes.
Must be included.
She's showing off her jelly ass.
She wants to be famous. She heard y'all had Tim Meredith on the stream, and so
She's like, now is my moment.
Time to shine.
It's like, now I gotta get on there. But 2 out of 3 pets have been on the podcast, so we can just get Harley on.
Oh, love Harley. How is he?
He's good. He's getting big. I mean, he's not quite a year old yet, but he's still getting big.
Oh, love him. Miss him.
Whole 10 inches.
Whole 10 inches of snack. We love to see it. But yeah, with the conclusion of our meme review, we have worked our way through all of the things that were scheduled for the podcast today. So do we have any concluding thoughts that we would like to share?
I want to go to a yard sale now.
I could go for a good Yale sale.
Yale sale.
Or a big Yale.
I believe that's in Connecticut, New Haven.
Yeah.
The big Yale. The biggest Yale, you might say.
The only one.
You start taking, like, desks and stuff. Oh, I thought it was the sale.
Yes, hello.
She is like, attention, now.
Yeah, this is, more attention-seeking than she normally does in my lap like this, so I swear it's gotta be because she wants to be, podcast famous.
She wants the world to know her name.
Oh no, she's...
You know, as they should, frankly, as the world should. Oh, we got a little meow.
Why are you meowing so much? What? She has a lot to say. She has really important, deep thoughts.
Good. We love to hear them.
Contributions to our memes.
Alright.
I don't know. Yeah, so much furry.
Oh, so cute. Miss her. Love her. Yeah, but I think that's gonna wrap us up for this week. As always, thank you all for watching. We appreciate every single one of you who watches and listens to this podcast very, very much. And we'll be back again next week for more shenanigans, hijinks, and what have you. Bye!
Bye!
This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Maddie Robbins, featuring special guest Sarah Brookes. You can find other episodes of the podcast on Acast, Deezer, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at BridgetKelly98, at MR5MAR, and at AnnSarahSaid. Rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice. Like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, and join our Discord community using the links in the description. You can also help support us via the Acast supporter feature. Thanks for listening!